moving from transactional to transformational leadership in Vietnamese schools. For centuries, leadership has been considered one of the key factors to the success of any organizations, both in educational and non-educational sectors. And it is even regarded as the heart of school improvement. Many believe that leadership styles have tremendous impacts on the behaviors of subordinates. In Vietnam, however, the notion of transformational and transactional leadership has not come to attention of many people, especially in the educational sector. To start with, according to Byrne 1978 and 2012, the term transactional leadership is referred to as the exchange of values between leaders and their followers. This leadership style mainly revolves around a rewarding scheme, which can be bonus, higher salary, or non-material rewards. Leaders and their followers are linked by a rational relationship where both can foresee what their needs will be met. Staff usually do not feel the need to go out of their ways to initiate new ideas or to become more creative. So subordinates are usually doers rather than a proactive member, and they only take actions that directly benefit themselves. By contrast, the term transformational leadership has also been coined by many scholars and has been the topic for many discussions. But one definition that is gaining ground is a process that changes and transforms people. It is concerned with emotions, values, ethics, standards, and long-term goals, where the focus on changing human values, which in turn will improve the organizational practices. Therefore, transformational leadership style relies more on team working and engaging different people towards common shared values. According to Bass 1985, transformational leaders motivate others to perform beyond their expectation by showing the optimism towards their followers' abilities. It is more about making sense and modeling rather than being authoritarian. When talking about transactional leaders, they are associated with contingent rewards, and though punishment is hardly ever mentioned, it should also be well understood. Hence, it should create a clear, transparent structure in the workplace. In Vietnamese schools, however, the rewarding schemes are not much subjected to change, especially in state schools. In fact, all schools must follow the Ministry of Education and Training framework of reward and punishment, while private schools can add their own rewards to the core scheme, but major alterations are strictly prohibited. It can also be understood that Vietnamese leaders at school have not yet had the power and authority needed to reward the teachers appropriately or timely enough to motivate them. In addition, not everyone can be self-motivated or interested in the long-term rewards, and they would rather relax and just work enough not to be punished. Such working environment is likely to make people irresponsible and even more unmotivated. As per Bass 1985, another problem posed by transactional leadership is micro yet passive management, also referred to as management by exception, which can also be observed in a lot of Vietnamese schools. Micromanagement refers to the fact that top leaders like principals and vice principals must closely monitor the teacher's performance so that the quality of work is up to their expectations, and that they have to constantly check on their subordinates. As for passive management, there might be potential problems that the leader himself is unaware of, and since the leader is the only active agent, and others only act as followers, only until the problem gets serious can he realize and take further actions. Vietnamese leaders at schools are also slow in reacting to different situations, which at times make them unable to follow up on the teacher's individual requests. This has become a major problem in Vietnam, especially when the country is trying to reform and to improve its education quality. On the other hand, one behavior dimension of transformational leadership that was mentioned by Bass in 1985 is idealized influence, where the leaders portray desirable qualities and make impact on others by their own high standards, high quality of work, as well as being a role model for them. In other words, followers have a strong belief and usually a shared vision with their leaders, which essentially pushes them to work willingly towards that goal. Staff have emphasized on not just the charisma, but also the prestige of their leaders. According to Chung, 2013, many have viewed prestige as a source of the leader's power, which is closely linked to morality and competence, and that the more a leader can display the qualities, the more respectful and committed their followers are. In addition, setting good examples is also another way to build trust and stimulate staff. Failure in doing so might result in tremendous damage to the leader's image, and he will lose the support and compliance from his followers. In the context of Vietnam, the image of the top leaders might be distorted due to corruption and bribery issues, which aren't something uncommon to Vietnamese people, and is more or less apparent in the education sector, according to Davies 2015. Many official government newspapers have mentioned the problem of unqualified principals who are unable to give guidance or initiate plans and changes in the school and receives briberies. Compared to other countries, bribery to access public schools in Vietnam are still relatively high. By comparison, under transformational leadership regime, staff are encouraged to take initiatives, think independently, and act proactively. In Vietnam, teachers of at least 2 years' experience are required to carry out an innovative idea to improve their teaching quality and write a report on his or her achievement every year. However, when it comes to collective tasks, giving comments, or raising voice in a large meeting, Vietnamese teachers often find it hard to express their opinions or initiatives. According to the interview results of Chung 2013, most teachers admitted that Vietnamese cultures of respecting seniority and higher authority makes them reluctant to challenge the school's leaders' decisions or to propose new ideas. Many of them are afraid of the responsibilities they might have to be in charge of or to be held accountable for. And others believe that it is their duty to obey and implement leaders' decisions. Vietnamese people also have to be careful when expressing their ideas towards higher level or older people, since they were taught not to teach a fish how to swim. Direct confrontation and criticism are also avoided in Vietnamese cultures, where it is believed to be better solved in harmony and sometimes even superficial harmony. Also, according to Churn 2013, such leadership perspectives and practices have resulted from the Vietnamese government's continuing efforts to institutionalize and reinforce the values of obedience to authority in traditional Vietnamese management. According to Decree 71, 1998, published by the Vietnamese government on the implementation of democracy in social institutions, it states that, while on duty, staff or employees must obey the directives and guidance of seniors. Staff or employees have the right to express their opinions and propose solutions to the problem within the scope of their responsibilities that can be different from the opinions of the person in charge. But they must still comply with the directives of the person in charge, and they may reserve opinions and report to their superiors, according to Article 13. This culture of do as you're told and that's good enough also impedes teachers from working for a shared vision, since they are not very well directed or well oriented, which is the core pillar in transformational leadership. In summary, despite being acknowledged with the nature and features of different leadership styles, we cannot deny the embeddedness of cultural and contextual values in every step we make. Although many efforts have been made to encourage the autonomy and democracy in the workplace, Vietnam still has a long way to go to erase the habit of obedience that originates from the prevailing hierarchy cultural values.